Hello, my name is Varun Gandhi and my student ID is 20319538. Today I am presenting the presentation of Global Corporate and Sustainability. The presentation starts by introducing the Vedanta Limited, that is world leader in terms of natural resources and technology. Vedanta being a high impacted industrial conglomerate in experiencing serious and sustainability problems in terms of emission and consumption of resources. Two themes are discussed as a carbon literacy and risk, and finance, investment and reporting, which is essentially issue in learning how the company incorporated environmental responsibility and financial strategy. This should give us a balanced study of embedding sustainability principle at Vedanta operations, both in theoretical foundation and practical application in a complex and the world environment. Vedanta Limited is a top giant company in the world in its diversification of natural resources. It operates in various continents and it is an important element of the World Industry Supply Chain MAETL 2023. It has an interest in both metal and energy. This is indicative of economic power of as well environmental accountability. It is important to note that a decision of the company to invest in $5 billion in the next 5 decades will be strategic shift towards on long-term reliance. This is in the line and the global sustainability goal and commitment to support the objective of Vedanta to be a forefront to the move towards a cleaner industry production in the world market. Sustainability is currently an industrial determinant in the global arena. The government, investor, and consumer wants corporations to take their environmental footprint in responsible manner. Climate change and regulatory force provide threat as well opportunity to extractive industries such as Vedanta. The idea of triple bottom line, people, planet, and profit explain the financial performance, environmental stewardship, and social well being are in a balance in the long term success. These global standards and expectations to sustainable industrial practice therefore require changes in the operation of Vedanta. The sustainability assurance process by Vedanta offers orderly management of risk in the environment, social and governance areas by conducting systematic audits and external annual assessments. The case of the Sterlit Copper refinery closer explains why the management of environmental and social risk in the extractive industry is a complicated by issue. In spite of the transparency and board level accountability in Vedanta, the organization still have tendency of risk and management in the order of attain and true sustainability reliance. Vedanta should interest in the ISO 31000 principle, increase the stakeholder involvement and transform towards anticipating in the risk of opposed to correcting them after the occur. This would build a positive trustworthiness, credibility in governance, and conscience in the global sustainability models. Determine source of emissions and regularity risk of mining and energy activities. Measure possible financial and environmental consequence of process with high carbon intensity. Reduce using technological improvements. Comforting strategies and interim financing direct report verified audit based performance monitoring and appointment of transparent emission reporting. This framework is a combination of carbon literacy and risk management principle into the sustainability strategy of Vedanta. The carbon management hierarchy puts the primary focus on the prevent strategy. To prevent the emission, minimize these current emissions, substitute the unsuitable inputs, and offset the unpreventable emissions. At the same time, ISO 31000 help to identify the risk and mitigate identified risk in structured manner. In the case of Vedanta, these models will allow the company to have a roadmap of how the net zero goals of the company can be achieved through the systematic evolution, strategic and investment, and ongoing evolution of the carbon performance so that sustainability to embedded in the corporate governance and the operational culture. Despite the prevailing issues, Vedanta has considerable prospect that it can use its site to achieve sustainable development. Increase in the expectation of investor and other stakeholders create motivation towards low carbon inventions. Long term expenses may be mitigated through an investment in renewable energy and energy efficient technology and thus strategizing the global reputation. Besides, the understanding the employees on carbon risk should be increased to make sure that sustainability value are internalized in all the level of organization. The process of collaboration with government agencies and technology companies increase the ability of Vedanta in innovative energy and waste management. Vedanta discrimination progress is incremental rather than transformation. Its carbon management considered by energy dependence, outdated technology, and uneven government oversights. The given slide provides the financial aspect of sustainability, which has been outlined in UCG, ESG, and IRCC frameworks. ESG provides a holistic framework of the environmental, social, and governance responsibility, which thus also means the Vedanta is in line with the global demands of responsible business practices. The IIRCC model integrate all types of capital, financial, manufactured, natural, and human capital into a sustainable reporting framework. By using this framework, Vedanta aims to generate shared value, sustain responsible investor, and ensure transparency in the performance measure and the tragic action. The investment strategy of Vedanta is a case of comprehensive approach to investing in sustainability, where the 5 billion investment in focus on the switching to renewable energy sources, improving biodiversity, introducing water conservation project. Green bonds and ESG related financial tools appeal to investors who are environmentally consequent and therefore capital flow are aligned with long-run sustainability requirements. Open financial reporting also supports the reputation of Vedanta in the global market and it ensures that the stakeholders who seek qualifiable results in the environment are held accountable. Vedanta is reporting complaints driven rather than performance oriented. To attract sustainable investment, the company must improve data assurance with aligned global benchmarks such as TSFD for climate risk and disclosure. Best reporting and disclosure are some of essential items of sustainability governance in Vedanta. Reporting to GRI and TSFD framework will make the emission reporting consistent and comparable. Digital system can be used to track performance metrics in real time, hence supporting data-based decision making. The transparency will help the confidence and of stakeholder help to reduce reputational risk, especially in the sector that have been accused of harming the environmental. Sound reporting also solidifies the position of Vedanta as a good and accountable corporate player in the international sustainability environment. While Vedanta publicizes sustainability ambitions, capital allocation patterns do not reflect strategic of prostitution of green transition, indicate a gap between theoretic and financial reality. The combination of triple bottom line and stakeholder theory explain why Vedanta applied a holistic sustainability strategy. The triple bottom line focuses on the interrelations of social welfare, environmental safety, and profitability. The stakeholder theory of extension of the view in the sense that it is acknowledges the role of external forces such as investors, governments, and communities play in defining the ethical obligations of Vedanta. Together, the structures of provide theoretical basis of balancing economics goals and the overall sustainability agenda. The overview indicates that theory is closely related to the practice of the real world. The sustainability program of Vedanta reflect major principles of carbon management, risk reduction, and financial disclosure. Nonetheless, complains the theoretical consistency must go beyond that to develop transformative culture of accountability. The integration such framework at each and every level of operation would enhance the adaptivity ability of Vedanta and make sustainability and competitive edge in the international market. It is concluded that complete sustainability will attain through teamwork, creativity, consent, responsibility. To sum it up, Vedanta is limited is a case in point of changing paradigm of corporate sustainability in resources intensive sectors. Its budgetary obligation and emission cuttings ambition are good indicator of leadership will. However, its financially impetus would be realized through uniform governance, opens of data and cross-cutting between sectors. The principle of carbon literacy and sustainable finance must be embedded in the daily operation of Vedanta to ensure the company not only fulfills but even surpasses the standard of responsible industrial growth in the world. It is imperative that to improve the performance of sustainability, Vedanta must engage in the use of through carbon literacy training program that will raise the level of awareness and responsibility of employees. Increasing use of green bonds would ensure that low carbon infrastructure is founded on regular basis. The creation open supply chain monitoring would make it easy to measure lifestyle emissions. Lastly, the integration of sustainability measurement into the executive performance appraisal would lead to the creation of long-term devotion to environmental and society goals to all level of leaderships.